I'm Dr. Ryan DeBell from The Movement Fix. This is
Move and Fix Monday.
And you are
Dan Pope
from FitnessPainFree.com. And we're at Champion Physical Therapy and Performance.
Yep, that's it.
And what we're going to look at in this video is a very common complaint that people have, which is...
So a lot of times during pull-ups, people have trouble in the bottom portion of a pull-up. A lot of times it happens during kipping, so butterfly or C-kips. And one of the problems we think is that they don't have the capacity to control motion when they get tired and fall to the very bottom position.
And they're like, oh, my shoulder hurts during these pull-ups.
Yep.
And you know, it's usually not like a mid-range problem. It's that end range overhead position.
You got it.
And because if you're doing a lot of kipping volume and you don't have the muscular capacity and like the connective tissue strength to control the bottom, it ends up becoming an irritant.
Yep.
So you're going to take me through a couple drills, I think.
Ooh, yeah.
On a couple options, like what do you do for that person?
Yep.
And what are some ways to build capacity?
For sure.
So yeah, let's see what we got. So what's the first one?
Yeah, so first stage, what I would say is that you probably want to get your athlete away from doing a lot of kipping, the things that bother them, and then we want to start building some strength, all right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hop up on the bar here.
Okay.
Good. I'm going to have you pull up about halfway, and then coming down nice and slow and controlled. Yep, and then pulling all the way back up. Good, and then back down nice and slow and controlled. Let's do a total of 3. Good, come on back down again.
So one thing people might say with that is like, but I'm not going up all the way.
Yeah.
And what's the counter to that? Because you don't have to go up all the way for it to actually be an exercise that strengthens you, right?
You got it. I think the other part is that we're more concerned with the bottom portion of the pull-up anyway, so we're just preferentially really targeting that to get as strong as we can down in that area.
Got it.
Yep.
And so what if somebody doesn't have the strength to do that? They could go band, or
They
like
can go
maybe their
band.
feet on a box.
Feet on the box.
And then use the feet as little as possible, but as much as necessary. Would that be kind of moderate?
You got it.
Okay.
Or even just going up a quarter of the way, not necessarily going up half of a pull-up.
Okay, so even just a little bit of that. And
You
I think
got it.
also really controlling the negative or the down is the focus. It's not really about the up. It's more about the down there, right?
It's more about the down.
Got it. Okay, so that's one drill, and then the other drill has to do with like kind of some kipping,
You
but
got
controlled. Okay.
You got it.
So
So again, moving on to that concept, or continuing on the concept of slowly lowering yourself down, we do a C-kip where you go up halfway and lower yourself down slowly in a hollow position. So let me just show you this drill right here.
Yeah.
We pop up, you give yourself a kip, right? And then you pause, you lower yourself in a hollow, and come back down again, just like this.
And this could also be something you wouldn't necessarily have to go halfway either. You could just stop shorter too, right? Like, it's not like there's these positions you have to get to. When we're thinking more about building the capacity through different ranges, it's not like, oh, it only works if you get halfway. Like you could go a quarter of the way, but that would be a nice transition too, from doing more of the strict variation to, you know, people are gonna do kipping if that's something they compete in or if that's something they're doing in the gym. And so they need to be trained to do it without irritating their shoulder joint.
You got it.
So that's a couple great options that people can use when trying to build up the capacity in the bottom of the pull-up so that they can get rid of some of that shoulder irritation. And I think you made a really great point too, which was you might have to cut out the kipping in the meantime, or like a lot of high volume pulling so that it doesn't stay irritated while you're building up this capacity.
Yeah, just let that sensitivity die down a little bit and continue to work on strengthening and working towards your goals without irritating, just like you said, further.
So yeah, it's also like a great way to modify a workout. If someone is having problems with kipping, why not go halfway, or why not do these shorter range of motion? So that's also a great modification in a workout that is an option for those athletes. So that's what we got for you guys this week on Move It Fix Monday. If you don't follow Dan on Instagram, you can find him at FitnessPainFree, and you can find me at The Move It Fix. I'll see you guys next week.